I thought I had the perfect marriage. 7 years with Danielle, my wife, a sweet elementary school teacher with a smile that could light up any room. We had this cozy little house in the suburbs of Seattle, spent our weekends camping, and I trusted her with everything I had. But then she started working late. Her phone was always face down on the table. Something felt off, but I pushed those feelings away. I had no idea she was preparing to hit me with a proposal that would shatter everything I believed about us. Before I tell you how my perfect marriage turned into the biggest betrayal of my life, I want to know where you are watching from. Drop your city in the comments below. If you have ever felt blindsided by someone you trusted, hit that like button. And subscribe, because this story gets a whole lot worse before it gets better. Now let me take you back to the night everything fell apart. It started in March, about 6 months before everything exploded in my face. I am Vernon, 30 years old, worked as a software engineer at a tech company downtown. Life felt good, stable, comfortable. Danielle was 29, taught 3rd grade, and every morning she would kiss me goodbye before heading to Franklin Elementary School. But that March things started shifting. Small things at first. Things I told myself were nothing. She began going to the gym. Now Danielle had never been into fitness. She always said she got enough exercise chasing 8-year-olds around a classroom all day. But suddenly, she was waking up at 5:30 in the morning instead of 6, putting on makeup before work, buying new workout clothes. I remember one morning specifically watching her do her eyeliner in the bathroom mirror and thinking it was nice. I actually complimented her, told her she looked great. She smiled, kissed my cheek, and said she just wanted to take better care of herself. I supported it, encouraged it even. Then came the phone thing. Her phone was always on silent. She started taking it everywhere, bathroom, kitchen, even just walking to the mailbox. One night I woke up around 2 in the morning to use the bathroom. Light was coming from under the door. I could hear her typing. When I knocked, she jumped. Came out looking flustered. Said it was just a parent emergency, some kid was sick and the mom was panicking. I believed her. Why would I not? She was a dedicated teacher. Parents contacted her all the time. The working late excuse started in April. 2 nights a week became 3, then 4. Parent-teacher conferences, she said, meetings with the principal, preparing for the end-of-year showcase. I would sit at home eating dinner alone, watching whatever game was on TV, waiting for her to come home at 9 or 10 at night. She would walk in exhausted shower immediately and climb into bed without much conversation. We were drifting apart, but I kept telling myself it was just a busy season at work for her. It would pass. One Friday afternoon in late April, I left work early, finished a project ahead of schedule, and my boss told me to take off at 3. I thought it would be nice to surprise Danielle, maybe take her to that French cafe she loved for a late lunch. I even stopped and grabbed her favorite croissants on the way. When I pulled into the school parking lot, I saw her car, that blue Honda Civic we bought together 3 years ago. But when I went inside to her classroom, she was not there. Her colleague, Mrs. Patterson, this older teacher who had been at Franklin for like 30 years, looked confused when I asked for Danielle. Oh, Danielle left about an hour ago. Said she had a doctor appointment. A doctor appointment. She had not mentioned anything to me about being sick. Nothing about any checkup. I stood there in the hallway holding a bag of croissants, feeling stupid. I texted her. Hey, heard you had a doctor appointment. Everything okay? 20 minutes passed before she replied. Yeah, just routine checkup. Nothing serious. That was the first time I really felt that twist in my gut. That feeling that something was wrong. Not just off, but wrong. Why would she lie to her coworker about where she was going? Why had she not told me I spent that evening watching her looking for something, anything, that would explain it? But she acted normal. Tired, but normal. When I asked about the doctor visit, she waved it off. Just a physical. Boring stuff. I wish I had pushed harder that night, but I did not. I let it go. The breaking point came on a Wednesday night, late April. We were watching a movie on the couch. Some action thing I was not really paying attention to. Danielle got up, said she was going to take a quick shower. Her phone was sitting on the coffee table between us, and then it buzzed. Lit up. I glanced over. Message preview on the screen. From someone saved as Just K. No full name, just K. The message said, "Cannot wait to see you tomorrow. That hotel room was amazing last time," with a heart emoji. And a kiss emoji. My heart stopped. Actually stopped. I sat there staring at that screen, and the whole room felt like it was tilting. I could hear the shower running upstairs, hear Danielle humming some song, and my hand reached for her phone without me even thinking about it. I knew her passcode. It was our anniversary. We had always been open like that, no secrets, or so I thought. I unlocked it, opened the messages, scrolled up. There were dozens of them, hundreds maybe. Pictures. Her in lingerie I had never seen. Lingerie I certainly had not bought for her. Messages like "I told Vernon I am working late, we have all night." And his responses. Someone named Kyle. "I will book the usual place. The Emerald Inn." The Emerald Inn. That was a 4-star hotel downtown. I kept scrolling, found messages from months ago. January, February. This had been going on for at least 4 months, maybe longer. I could not breathe. The room was spinning. I heard the water shut off upstairs. I took screenshots with my own phone. My hands were shaking so bad I almost dropped it. Then I put her phone back exactly where it was, sat back on the couch, tried to look normal. When she came out in her pajamas, hair wet, she looked at me and frowned. "You okay? You look pale." I forced a smile, just tired from work. She kissed the top of my head and sat down next to me. We finished the movie. I do not remember a single scene. All I could think about was those messages, those pictures, that hotel. That night, I did not sleep. I lay there next to her, watching her breathe, wondering how long she had been lying to me. And I started planning. The next 2 days were a blur. I went to work, but I could not focus on anything. I kept seeing those messages in my head. That hotel name, Kyle. Who the hell was Kyle? Friday morning I called in sick, told my boss I had food poisoning. Then I checked our joint bank account online, something I had not done in months because I trusted her. We both deposited our paychecks there. We paid bills from it. It was our money, our life together. I found charges at the Emerald Inn, multiple charges, $250 each time, about twice a month for the past 4 months, and cash withdrawals, $50 here, $100 there, money I had not taken out, money she must have been using for something, or someone. I felt sick, physically sick, ran to the bathroom and threw up. But I did not confront her, not yet. I needed more. I needed to see it with my own eyes. That Friday I followed her. I felt like a creep doing it, but I had to know. She left Franklin Elementary at 11 in the morning. I watched from my car parked down the street. She drove to this coffee shop downtown. I parked far enough away that she would not see me, got out, watched through the window. A man walked up to her. Tall guy, blonde hair, nice suit, mid-30s maybe. They hugged, not a friendly hug, a long, intimate hug, and then he kissed her, right there on the sidewalk, like it was the most natural thing in the world. I took out my phone, recorded it, watched them walk hand in hand to the Emerald Inn 2 blocks away, watched them go inside. I could not watch any more. I got back in my car and drove home, sat in our driveway, our house, the house we bought together 3 years ago with money we had saved for 5 years before that. Everything we had built felt like a lie. That night I decided I was done hiding, done pretending. I needed answers. Danielle came home at 8. She walked in acting like everything was normal, said she had worked late again. I was sitting in the living room with all the lights off. When she came in, I flipped the switch. "We need to talk." She jumped. "God, you scared me." "What is wrong?" I held up my phone, pressed play on the video I had recorded that afternoon, her and Kyle hugging, kissing, walking into that hotel. The color drained from her face. She froze. For 10 seconds, neither of us said anything. Then she opened her mouth. "Vernon, I can explain. How long it is not what you think. I slammed my hand on the table. The sound echoed through the whole house. "Do not lie to me anymore." "How long?" She started crying. 5 months. I am sorry. I did not mean for this to happen. 5 months. 5 months of lies. 5 months of hotel rooms. 5 months of her kissing someone else while I sat at home like an idiot waiting for her. "Who is he?" I asked. My voice was shaking. "His name is Kyle. He is a parent, one of my students. We met at a parent-teacher conference in January. We just started talking, and then feelings developed. Feelings developed. Like it was something that just happened to her. Like she had no control over it." I stood up, walked outside to the porch, needed air, needed space. She followed me, still crying. "I still love you, Vernon. I do. But I also have feelings for him." I turned to look at her, really look at her. This woman I had spent 7 years with, married in front of our families and friends, promised forever to. And she was telling me she had feelings for someone else. "Get away from me. I cannot even look at you right now." I went to my buddy Marcus's house that night, told him everything. He let me crash on his couch, told me I should lawyer up immediately, that I should not let her get away with this. 2 days later, Sunday afternoon, Danielle texted me, asked me to come home, said we needed to talk, that she had been thinking. I almost did not go. But part of me wanted to hear what she had to say. Part of me hoped maybe she would apologize, beg for forgiveness, promise to end it with Kyle. I do not know. I was still hoping for something. I walked into our house. It felt foreign now, like I did not belong there anymore. Danielle was sitting on the couch. She looked terrible, like she had not slept either. There were papers on the coffee table, printed articles. I sat down on the opposite end of the couch, did not say anything, just waited. She started talking. "Vernon, I have been thinking a lot. I do not want to lose you." I almost laughed. "You should have thought about that before sleeping with someone else." "I know, and I am sorry. But I have been reading about this." She pushed the papers toward me. They were articles about open marriages, polyamory, ethical non-monogamy. I stared at her. "What are you talking about?" She took a deep breath. "Vernon, what if we did not have to choose? What if we could have both? Have both?" I felt my blood pressure rising. We can stay married, keep our life together, the house, everything. But we would be free to see other people. No more lying, everything open and honest. Lots of couples do this. It works for them. And you could date other people too. It would be fair. I sat there in complete silence, trying to process what she just said. She wanted to keep screwing Kyle, but also keep me around to pay half the mortgage, to keep the comfortable life we had built. She wanted her cake and to eat it too. "So you want to keep seeing him," I said slowly, "but also keep me around to pay the bills. That is not fair. Answer me. Do you love him?" She hesitated, looked down at her hands. "I do not know. Maybe. But I love you too." I stood up, laughed. A bitter, hollow laugh. "You love him. You just do not want to give up the comfortable life I provide. That is not true. I am trying to find a solution here. Here is my solution. Go be with him. I am done." I started walking toward the door. She jumped up, blocked my path. "If you leave, you will regret it. We can work this out." I looked at her one last time. "The only thing I regret is trusting you." I walked out. I walked. Got in my car. And I did not look back. That is when I stopped being the hurt husband. I became a man with a plan. And she had no idea what was coming. Monday morning, 8 o'clock, I was sitting in the office of Alan Briggs. He was one of the best divorce attorneys in Seattle, 55 years old, reputation for winning ugly cases. I came prepared, screenshots of every message between Danielle and Kyle. The video I took of them at the coffee shop. Bank statements showing the hotel charges. Our mortgage documents showing the house was in both our names. Alan looked through everything, took his time. Then he looked up at me and nodded. "You have got a strong case. Adultery, financial infidelity using joint funds. Washington is a no-fault divorce state, but this evidence helps significantly with asset division. He asked about our assets. I laid it out. We had $230,000 in our joint savings account. Money we had saved over 10 years. We both contributed. My salary was higher, but she worked too. Then there were my stock options from the tech company worth about $150,000, and our house in the suburbs valued at $500,000, but we still owed $200,000 on the mortgage. Alan leaned back in his chair. Here is what we are going to do. He explained that Washington State is a community property state. Everything acquired during marriage gets split 50-50 in a divorce. But there were legal ways to protect assets, especially when one spouse misused joint funds for an affair. He told me to withdraw money from the joint account before filing. It was legal since my name was on the account. Transfer it to a personal account that only I controlled. Then freeze the joint credit cards. Gather every piece of evidence of her affair. Once we filed for divorce, she could not touch that money without a court order. And with her infidelity documented, judges tended not to be sympathetic. Let us do it, I said. I signed the retainer agreement, $5,000 up front, worth every penny. Tuesday afternoon I took a half day off work, drove to our Wells Fargo branch, the one where we had banked for 5 years. Jennifer, the woman who usually helped us, smiled when I walked in. "Hi, Mr. Crawford. What can I do for you today? I need to withdraw and transfer funds from our joint account." "Sure. How much, all of it?" $230,000. Her smile faltered. "That is a large amount. May I ask the purpose, personal reasons? It is my account, correct?" She checked the computer. "Yes, it is a joint account. You have full authority. The process took 2 hours. I withdrew $100,000 in cash, put it in a safety deposit box at a different bank, transferred the remaining $130,000 to a brand new account I opened at Bank of America. Only my name on it. Then I asked Jennifer to close the joint account. "I will need both account holders for that," she said. "Then freeze it. Revoke her access. I cannot legally lock her out without her signature or a court order, but I can remove the debit cards and checkbook from the account. Do what you can." When I walked out of that bank, I felt something I had not felt in weeks. Control. For the first time since finding those messages, I was not helpless. I was taking action. I texted Alan, "Done. Money secured." His reply came seconds later. "Good. Filing divorce papers tomorrow morning." That night I stayed at Marcus's place again. Around 8 o'clock my phone started blowing up. 12 missed calls from Danielle, 25 text messages. "Where is the money, Vernon? What did you do? I went to withdraw money for groceries, and the account is empty. Call me now. You cannot do this. That is my money too. I am calling the police. Vernon, please. We need to talk about this." I did not respond to any of them. Just sat there reading each message, feeling nothing. An hour later she called from a different number, probably Kyle's phone. I answered. What she was screaming. "How could you do this? That money is for both of us." I stayed calm. Scary calm. "Was it for both of us when you spent it on hotel rooms? That is different. You will be served with divorce papers tomorrow. Do not contact me again. Talk to my lawyer." I hung up, blocked her number, blocked every way she could reach me. 20 minutes later, Marcus yelled from downstairs, "She is here. She is banging on my door." I came down. Danielle was outside crying, pounding on the door. "Vernon, please. We can fix this." "I am sorry. I am so sorry." Marcus spoke through the door. "He does not want to see you. Leave, or I am calling the cops." She stood there crying for 15 minutes. Then she left. 2 months later, we were in court. King County Courthouse. Small courtroom. Cold. Sterile. Judge Martha Reeves presiding. She was about 60, gray hair, stern face. Someone who had probably seen every divorce story imaginable. I sat with Alan on one side. Danielle sat with her lawyer on the other side. Some young guy named David Cho. Fresh out of law school, probably. He looked nervous. David started by arguing that I had withdrawn joint funds illegally, that I needed to return half immediately. Alan shut that down fast. explained that I had every legal right to access money in an account with my name on it, that there was no restraining order preventing me from doing so. Then Alan presented the evidence, every screenshot, every bank statement showing hotel charges, the video of Danielle and Kyle, everything. David tried to argue that Washington is a no-fault state, that affairs should not affect property division. Alan countered that while affairs themselves might not matter, financial infidelity does. That Danielle used marital funds for an extramarital relationship without my knowledge or consent. That she spent thousands of dollars on hotel rooms, dinners, gifts for her lover. All documented. Judge Reeves looked through the evidence. Her expression did not change, but I saw her eyebrows go up when she saw the bank statements. She looked at Danielle. "Did you use joint funds for these encounters?" Danielle was crying. "Yes, but I did not think—" "You did not think," Judge Reeves repeated. "That is clear." Then she gave her ruling. Divorce granted. As for assets, Mr. Crawford retains the funds he withdrew due to Mrs. Crawford's misuse of joint funds for extramarital activities. The house will be sold, and proceeds split equally after paying off the remaining mortgage. Mrs. Crawford will pay half of Mr. Crawford's legal fees. When the judge's gavel came down, Danielle collapsed in her chair, sobbing. She looked at me. "Vernon, please." I stood up, did not look at her. Just walked out of that courtroom. Marcus was waiting in the hallway. He clapped me on the shoulder. "It is over, man. You did it." I took a deep breath. Yeah, it is finally over. The weeks after the court ruling were strange. I moved into a small one-bedroom apartment downtown. It was tiny compared to the house Danielle and I shared, but it was mine, just mine. No memories, no lies. At first I felt empty. Not angry anymore, not sad really, just tired. I would lie awake at night staring at the ceiling, not because I missed Danielle, but because I missed the life I thought I had, the future I thought we were building together. I threw away everything that reminded me of her, photos, gifts, even the bedsheets, got rid of all of it. Marcus came over a lot those first few weeks, brought pizza and beer, never tried to force me to talk, just sat there, watched games, made dumb jokes. That helped more than anything. I lost 12 pounds that first month, was not trying to. Just could not eat much. My co-workers noticed, but I did not explain anything, kept my head down, did my work, went home. One night, about 6 weeks after the divorce, I drove past our old house. The new family had already moved in. I could see kids playing in the yard through the window, a mom and dad sitting on the porch. I sat in my car across the street and cried. First time I had cried since the courthouse. Not because I missed Danielle, but because I was mourning something bigger. The belief that people you love will not hurt you. The faith that marriage meant something. I cried for the version of me that trusted so completely. After that night, I made a decision. No more looking back. 3 months later, I started seeing a therapist, Dr. Sarah Lynn. She was in her mid-40s, kind patient. She helped me work through everything, the betrayal, the anger, the feeling that maybe I should have seen it coming. She told me something I needed to hear. You cannot blame yourself for someone else's choices. You trusted her, because that is what marriage is supposed to be. She broke that trust. That is on her, not you. I started running every morning, 5 miles along Lake Washington, joined a hiking club, met new people, not romantic, just friends. People who did not know anything about my divorce, who just saw me as Vernon, not Vernon, the guy whose wife cheated. 6 months after the divorce was final, I got promoted. Senior software engineer, 30% salary increase. I bought a nice condo with a view of the water. Took a cooking class because I had never learned how to cook properly when I was married. Danielle had always handled that. Turns out I am pretty decent at it. I traveled alone to Iceland, saw the northern lights, hiked glaciers, sat in hot springs under the stars, realized something important. I did not need another person to feel complete. I was already complete. Marcus told me through the grapevine that Danielle and Kyle moved in together about 2 months after the divorce. They broke up 4 months later. Apparently, Kyle went back to his ex-wife. Danielle had to move back in with her mother in Tacoma. She sent me one email about 6 months ago. Subject line just said, "I am sorry. Can we talk?" I deleted it without reading the message. I did not need to read it. That chapter was closed. Looking back now, a year and a half later, I have learned some things. Trust is sacred. When someone breaks it, that is not your fault. You cannot control what other people do. You can only control how you respond. And when someone betrays you, do not just sit there and take it. Act. Protect yourself. Value yourself more than you value a toxic relationship. I do not hate Danielle anymore. I do not forgive what she did. But I let her go. I released her from my thoughts. Because forgiveness is not about them. It is about freeing yourself from the weight of what they did to you. I am not in a rush to find someone new. I am learning how to be happy alone first. Learning how to love myself. Build a life I am proud of. And honestly, I am doing pretty well. Better than I was when I was married, trying to figure out why my wife was pulling away. So if you are going through something similar, if someone you love has betrayed you, remember this. You are not weak for trusting them. You are not foolish for loving them, but you are strong enough to walk away. And sometimes the best revenge is not making them suffer. It is building a life so good that they become irrelevant. That is what I did, and I have never looked back. If my story resonated with you, I want to hear from you. Have you ever had to walk away from someone you thought you would spend forever with? Drop your experience in the comments. It helps to know we are not alone in this. Hit that like button if you believe in standing up for yourself. Subscribe to hear more real stories about life betrayal and finding strength when everything falls apart. And share this video with someone who needs to hear that they deserve better. Thank you for listening to my story. I hope wherever you are in your journey you find your peace. Take care of yourself. You deserve that much.